What can you tell us about him that we don't see in YouTube highlights?
Paolo is just a special player. I mean, he's really bringing back that mid-range shot. If you just watch him play, he just goes 1-2 cross through the legs and then just pulls up on the spot. It's pretty much unguardable in college. I'm interested to see how that plays into the NBA. The mid-range has pretty much been starting to get phased out, it seems like, but he's really doing all he can to bring it back. He's just a freak athlete. Really works the spacing on the court really well. I'd say probably the most underrated part about his game is his passing. He sees the floor extremely well and just is able to whip passes across the court to the open shot. I think he has all of the talent available to take it to the next level.
What do you guys know about him personally, his leadership qualities, the intangibles, I guess, that is going to be all part of the equation for the Rockets as they evaluate him?
Yeah, I think leadership has been one of those things that has been kind of a question mark for him. I think a lot of skeptics or analysts would like to see him talking more on the floor, kind of commanding the offense more, as he is their Duke's largest offensive weapon. People really want to see him being the guy who's talking, but it's kind of difficult right now when you have guys like Wendell Moore, who is that captain for Duke, and he's the one who's running the offense, and he's the one who's setting everything up. I think that kind of being around pro talent could definitely bring out the leadership and those intangibles, like you said, a little bit more in him. That has been one of my question marks for Paolo, especially as Duke has kind of struggled these past 4 games. I would like to see him kind of talking more, bringing his guys up, but it's something that I think that he can develop into for sure.
The scouting report on Paolo is that his outside shooting still a little bit inconsistent. His defense a question mark at the next level. Is that all fair?
Yeah, I think the outside shooting, it's not. He's 6'10". It's not like he can't shoot from 3. He's definitely able to pull up on the spot. And at the Syracuse game, I was there. He was just nailing it from the corner. So he has his spots for sure, and he'll be able to develop a little bit more. He's still young. On the defensive end, I would like to see a little bit more defense out of him, especially for his size. He can, when guys back him down, he finds himself like sometimes in uncomfortable positions underneath the hoop. But I think, again, working with pro talent, he'll be able to figure out how to use his size better to his advantage, blocking shots, creating havoc around the rim.
Defensively, do you see improvement as the year goes on? Do you see improvement with other parts of his game? I mean, how quickly does he pick things up, and how quickly do you see him, correcting mistakes that he's making?
Yeah, I think Duke faced some of their toughest challenges early in the season with Kentucky and Gonzaga. And then as ACC play picked up, the style of basketball changed a little bit. So I think that was an adjustment that he had to make. And I think that he adjusted well. Like, there were some games earlier in the season where you were like, is this the same guy that showed up against Gonzaga? But I think that he's kind of adjusted to that style of play, and he's really been able to figure out how to work with Duke, which I think is like one of the hardest things to do when you're entering a new team with a bunch of new guys, is figuring out how to play with your new teammates. So I think that's an important skill that will work well for him in the NBA. It's just no matter where he ends up, he's going to be a whole new group of guys. So.
You're listening to Houston Sports Talk.